At the 44 of the Commanders, and dumping it off, moving upfield. It's Amani Rogers. First down inside the 35. Jonathan Williams in the backfield. Yeah, that's Trayvon Walker looking in at Antonio Gibson and Wentz to throw. Firing and catch made. Antonio Gibson, the former receiver turned running back. A big target at 6'6" for Wentz. Samuel dancing around. The throw is to Samuel, leaping into the end zone, and that is a Washington Commander touchdown. The extra point after that first misfire. Wentz on target.
Spots. We'll see how Jacksonville responds to that pressure.
Lawrence is under pressure again, and he's sacked. They brought him down at the 23. It's Jonathan Allen.
We'll see if Carson Wentz can improve those accuracy issues that reared their ugly head on that last play.
Samuel has it, trying to get a block to get the first down. What a move! And he gets it to the 40-yard line.
McLaurin singled up on the outside to the left here.
Wentz for the end zone. Open touchdown! Jahan Dotson. Drives, 2 touchdown passes for Carson Wentz. Encouragement, though, from his quarterback after the ETN drop that cost him a touchdown. Backed up, Gibson carries with a big hole. Antonio Gibson with a Washington first down. Gets up across the 16, 17-yard line. Penalty backed him up, so it's still second and goal. Floats one, ETN has it, ball's out, and out of bounds. See if they rule that. They rule it a catch. They can't say that the ball stayed in because it bounced out of bounds. Derek Forrest delivered the hit. On a 3rd and 8. Wentz steps up, wide open. He hits Logan Thomas. He pulls his way to midfield for a first down. 27-yard gain, only the second catch for Thomas. Again, an injury-plagued season last year. He only got into 6 games. Wentz, deep drop, pressure on, gets rid of it. Sideline throw. He's got Terry McLaurin. And that's a Washington Commander touchdown. 49 yards. That sideline.
You see him. You see that acceleration, just finding that spot. That throw had to be perfect because if Carson Wentz doesn't get there on that trajectory, the safety has time to get over there. Safety can't get over. He's behind Campbell on that one.
The safety is...
Griffin.
Yeah, the safety is Andre Cisco, who's the speedy player we talked about, Mr. TikTok, that could have if the ball had hung in the air, but that's that laser arm you're talking about.
Yeah, and old reliable Marvin Jones lined up, singled up on the right.
Need 4, pressure coming, and he's sacked. He held it, and he's sacked at midfield. Deron Payne inflicts some. 3rd down, 8, big test for the young Jacksonville defense. They do bring extra pressure, and Wentz is protected for the end zone, and Dotson, he holds it in. It's a touchdown, Commanders. Now that deserves a wow.
Up inside, but more importantly out here, Campbell goes for the double move. A little bit of an out and up from Jahan Dotson. We talked about what an explosive player he is. Does a nice job selling that to the outside. But Campbell just doesn't make a play on the ball. And that's something as a defensive back, it just takes time to develop and understanding. Just like a quarterback, a defensive back has to know when the ball is going to be in the air, watch the eyes of that receiver, and try and knock it away.
Carson Wentz first Washington going for the 2-point conversion. Each team has tried that today and failed. Pressure on Wentz. Open. And falling forward, getting the conversion is J.D. McKissick. 28-22. Lawrence is in the game. His first NFL game after missing all of last year. And Lawrence on the run. Throwing it deep. And intercepted. Did he stay in bounds? Derek
I think he did.
Has the takeaway.
8. Lions must get to the 19. And it's St. Brown. Empty backfield, 3rd down and 17. Catch made by Curtis Samuel, but not nearly enough. And Washington will punt it away.
St. Brown in this play.
3rd and goal. Goff looking end zone, throws, and it's incomplete. St. Brown was the intended target. He ran for 50. 4th and goal. Goff can't find anyone. Now throws, and it's incomplete. 2nd down and 8. When
To these guys, they have to beat man coverage.
3rd down and 6. Wentz incomplete. They keep it on the ground on 3rd down. There is a flag. Swift.
Want to root.
Only 20 yards of offense for Washington. No first downs. 2nd and 10. Wentz in trouble.
Now they combine them and stack them. Hopefully that'll get the off man coverage.
3rd down and 6. Catch is made for the first Washington first down of the 3rd down, 13. Commanders must get to midfield. Wentz hit as he got rid of it. Goff on 3rd down, and that pass is nearly picked off by St. Juice.
The Commanders defensively.
2nd and 10. Wentz
He should be good to go.
and had to look at him on the field. Thanks, Shannon. Wentz fires on 2nd down, and Dotson able to make the catch in Lions territory. Bunch formation to the right. 3rd down and 5. As Wentz throws, Samuel, touchdown! Nice soft touch from Carson Wentz. Curtis Samuel able to make the catch, took a hard hit.
One-on-one with the off man. So here's the bunch down here. Allows for off man coverage.
3rd and 6, pass incomplete. First Lions rookie with 3 sacks in a game. Wentz on 1st down. McLaurin, his 2nd catch. Out of Washington 1st down. Finalist. Set a Wolverines record with 14 sacks last season.
Kaminsky playing the run for him.
2nd down and 9. Wentz fires. It's caught. For a touchdown on their opening drive here in the 2nd half. On 1st and 10 from the 16. Wentz fires, looking for McLaurin, who made the adjustment and makes the catch. Second down and 9. Off the play fake. Wentz throws wide open for another Washington first down. Wentz looking, throws, end zone, touchdown, Logan Thomas. Because they know they would need at least one 2-point conversion. And they connect. Dotson makes the catch. They keep it on the ground on 3rd down.
I don't know, Kenny.
And the handoff is to McLaurin, and he picks up a Washington first down.
So I don't like the call because you only had one play.
Commanders enter the backfield. Wentz was under pressure, and then a nice adjustment for a first down and more made by Terry McLaurin. Teammate at Ohio State, and now Samuel took the toss with Wentz leading the way, and Samuel is inside the 25.
Everyone is a threat.
Second down and 10. Wentz was under pressure, able to get rid of it, and it's taken down to the 1-yard line. First and goal from the 1. Gibson reaches across for a Washington touchdown. Terrific pregame tribute. Goose was one of a kind. Wentz under pressure, takes off inside the 5 from the Lions 1. 3 receivers set. Gibson in the backfield. Wentz to the end zone, and it's caught. Reached the end zone twice last week. A 14-play drive. Remember, they went for 2 the last time. Wentz takes off, has a first down and more. Reaching the end zone at 56 yards in the air. 3rd down and 13. St. Brown taken down about 3 yards shy of the marker with a 9-point lead. Goff over the middle, and St. Brown makes the attempt at the diving catch.
Don't let anything get out of bounds. Let the clock run.
3rd down and 4. Wentz steps up, correcting traffic. Fires out of bounds. Kevin O'Connell, the new head coach of the Vikings. Here's Wentz on 4th down.
Quick give off to the left, and a good. On 3rd and long, incomplete, and that time St. Juice was right in front of A.J. Brown. Off the fake, Wentz. Always solid rolling out of the pocket.
That juxtaposition, all 4 of those things makes them, to me, the best offensive line in football.
Sanders trying to find a cutback lane. Not much room as Jonathan Allen closes him out. It'll be a loss of a yard. 3rd and 6 coming up. Philadelphia driving, looking for the first points. Defensive back blitz. They're bringing the house, and Hurts goes to the end zone, and it's deflected away. Fake to Sanders. Hurts fires to the goal line, and it's deflected away. Bobby McCain had the coverage, picking up big A.J. Brown, and that brings up a 3rd down and 8.
Here's Bobby McCain coming around here, and watch him as he drops back, following Brown, the best matchup.
Hurts keeps it. Curl was there, and then McCain finishes him off. 4th down and goal. And everybody's in a good mood, understandably so, but there's a rhythm right now to this Philadelphia team. There's some pressure from Washington, and F.A. Obada.
With Jonathan Allen, and you're going to get inside pressure, you're going to loop around here, and anytime you can get this done, there's the inside pressure. You get a little pick, natural pick set up.
3rd down and long. Hurts, deep ball, looking for Smith, incomplete. That time St. Juice was there.
Man, and St. Juice, I mean, you talk about having juice right now. Devontae Smith's got all kinds of juice, but and then regain a little bit of offensive momentum, a little bit of energy.
Yeah, KP told us about that adjustment, and sure enough, it's playing out. Now a deep ball for Terry McLaurin. He's got it. Big play for the first time today as C.J. Gardner-Johnson was in coverage.
Yeah, and Slave's going to turn him over to the safety going over the top, but the safety doesn't get there. Watch. He thinks he's got over-the-top help. That is C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He is late getting over the top, and there's McLaurin. And one of the things, McLaurin, and one of the things you have to understand, when you go deep like that, when you go on a go.
Wentz, flushed, is going to hustle. Moving in the open field.
How many possessions do we have left? And, you know, you thinking to yourself, what are we going to get in this quarter? With this, if we score here.
Maybe their defense can get them their first points. Hurts backed up to his own half-yard line. And indeed, it is Daron Payne for the safety.
knocking down Boston Scott.
Locked up on the tight end. That's where we're going over here. And watch him just cut right through Dallas Goedert. Goedert, you got to step inside. You got to step inside hard. You know you're getting pinch on that. He doesn't get that foot down.
He caught a touchdown out of the backfield. It was one of the most impressive athletic feats I've seen from a man that large. Dax Milne on the free kick back to the 10. Looking for an angle in an alley, and a good return out near the 40-yard line. Cowboys have dominated Philadelphia the last couple of meetings, so we'll see how that goes in week 6. Loss on the play for Sanders. Derek Forrest is there for the stop. There's Wentz. Unloads a good throw to McLaurin. I don't think that can be understated how important he's been at center. Early season knee injury after he had a midseason leg injury last year. Nice throw by Wentz for McLaurin in front of McPherson. First down. Trying to do it here on 2nd and goal. Here is Gibson, and he is in for the touchdown. Near side official comes in and gives it to him. Going to rush TD for Gibson if it stands.
Got to check his leg here. Is his leg down before the ball crosses knee?
Looked like he definitely crossed the plane. Yep, he definitely crossed.
When it comes to how many footballs you see come your way, that selflessness on defense. I want to be out there to make a play for my guys.
Shaka Toney on the stop.
Maybe they rush Dak back. As long as Cooper Rush plays well, they're in no hurry.
3rd down here. Pressure coming. Rush is tripped up and sacked.
And he's one of the guys inside. You're going to see him here. He's lined up in the D tackle. They got these guys in the A gaps are going to bail. It puts him one-on-one there. That's just a nice job winning on the edge. Cooper Rush just can't quite step up in the pocket enough. Washington needs those two inside.
Pollard cuts back, nothing there. So it's interesting. The Cowboys had Connor McGovern back, their starting left guard.
This defense was game-changing for them with the takeaways, the ability to rush the passer.
Again, left side, big hole for Williams, who's into Dallas territory.
Yeah, take a look here at the 2 tight ends. You're going to see John Bates. He's the one on the ball. Watch the job he and Logan Thomas do here on the edge. Logan Thomas takes his guy right to the ground. Bates comes up and finds Diggs. That gets the back the edge. That's a nice job there. Jonathan Williams able to get there to the boundary and turn it up. You have tight ends who can block.
Give, and a big hole and a seam for McKissick. Sprinting ahead, J.D. McKissick dragged down from behind, but not before a big gain.
Watch the effect this Hyde. Watch how slow these two backers are because they send the tight end backside. Look, see how they just hang? They hang. Anthony Barr is just a little bit late getting there, and great job here on the edge. Take a look on the right. Look at the job they do on Parsons.
3rd and 2. Wentz lofting corner of the end zone. Caught for the touchdown. Jahan Dotson.
Well, when they traded for Carson Wentz, these are the throws that wowed them. This is why Ron Rivera. And watch this route at the top. Watch, he sits him down and just breaks, but he drops this ball right in the bucket. Back pylon throw. Really good route there by the rookie.
Make a $10 donation and help. Just devastating effects. Looking at those pictures and videos. Has great play outside. Pollard had nowhere to go. William Jackson, the cornerback.
It's a really nice play. You're going to see they pull the tackle Steele, and he's trying to kick him out. But William Jackson doesn't give him a chance. He went to that matchup on the outside, but now for the 2nd time, a pick has been negated by a penalty.
Yeah. Although, nice play. Deron Payne burst through the line. This, though, not one. This was a great play.
And that's a really good player blocking back. I mean, Zach Martin's one of the premier guards in the entire league.
He's having a good start to this year. Here they'll run it to Elliott on the left side. Not much there. Stunts. Wentz escapes. Looking. Throw. He's got a man. It is caught for a first down.
And if Washington ever needed a big play, this was it. You're going to see Dante Fowler. He comes almost unblocked. Nice job there by Carson Wentz to buy time. What a good job there by Jahan Dotson. He's covered initially. Brown kind of gets his eyes on the quarterback and slubs off, and Carson Wentz gets that ball. Man, I feel like the whole sideline just took a big, deep breath. They needed that offensive spark there.
31 yards. Here's Williams hopping over people. Still on his feet is Jonathan Williams inside the 20.
That's what the completion on third down was to Dotson. Now Williams in there running through contact. You see Washington, we saw the success on their scoring drive in the first half.
Kick is up, and it is good. Plenty of leg on that one, and Washington cuts it to 15-10 here in the third. Yeah, I love it. You saw that he called it precious, the opportunity, and he's taking advantage of it as Pollard gets wrestled down by Jonathan Allen. See if we can take a look. 2nd and 3 after the big run by Elliott. Fake it to him here. Rush going up top again. Trying to get Lamb involved. Knocked away at the last second by Jackson.
Get you. William Jackson does a great job playing catch-up. See the better.
He is a big play corner. And now the Cowboys looking to run this thing out. Elliott goes backwards. I mean, you think about we're having the discussion about Diggs, who's already great.
Derrick Henry starts at running back, and on 1st and 10, it's play action. Tannehill in trouble, and down he goes. Tannehill, pressure coming, takes a big hit, and incomplete. Henry stacked up. Montez Sweat is having a day so far. Has been battling leukemia since 2019, but is now in remission. Wentz throwing deep on 1st down. He's got a man down there in Samuel, and he makes the catch. Kevin Byard makes the tackle, but a big play there for Washington.
The center fielder told us that Carson Wentz on his deep balls tends to throw a moon ball, and that ball was super high. Byard wasn't able to get over there to get it. Wentz, a nice job.
Out to attempt a field goal from 50 yards away. And Sly knocks it through. Tannehill in trouble again, and down he goes. Montez Sweat is having a day. Play fake. Wentz taking a deep shot down the middle of the field for Brown. He's got it! De'Ami Brown! Touchdown! His first NFL touchdown. A 75-yard strike.
Offense, whether it's Norv Turner or Scott Turner, the son, are taking those explosive plays where you try and force the ball down the field beyond the secondary. And De'Ami Brown, speed to outrun Caleb Farley, who stumbled as the ball was in the air. So tough when I played.
3rd and a mile for Tennessee. Tannehill in trouble, and down he goes. It was Daron Payne who finished him off. Jonathan Allen started it.
Ability to last the entire game.
2nd down and 5. Wentz over the middle, and that pass is caught by McLaurin. Breaking tackles. 1st down, and still going. Finally, Jeffrey Simmons makes the play after a 25-yard pickup.
Of gymnasts, and when they get their scoring, and there's a degree of difficulty sometimes associated with the catches that you have to make. His ability to turn and twist his body, he becomes a bigger receiver.
Wentz to the air on 1st down. Deep shot down the middle. McLaurin is down there, and it's broken up. Did he hold on? Yes, he did. Somehow, Terry McLaurin holds on to that football. A 34-yard gain.
Earlier, and I talked about that degree of difficulty. That's it in a nutshell. That ball thrown into traffic, go up high, twisting, turning.
Way out to punt. Woods lets it bounce, and it goes out of bounds inside the 5. Beautiful punt by Tress Way. Tannehill screen to Hilliard. Hilliard wrapped up, pushed back, and the Washington defense is all charged up. coach's decision not to be out there at corner right now. 1st down and 10. Henry tripped up, and he's going to lose yardage. Deron Payne was the first to get there. Tannehill under pressure, and down he goes.
Can get in that direction and come out of center field and go in that direction to cover off.
2nd and 7. Wentz taking a deep shot, and it is caught! Brown again! What a catch by Dyami Brown! His 2nd touchdown of the day! 30-yard touchdown puts Washington ahead.
So great job by Wentz. Just a little hesitation because you look over to the left. You got 2 of those receivers running what looks like a wide receiver screen. The middle receiver's going straight down the middle.
Tannehill, pressure coming, and he cannot escape. James Smith-Williams with the sack. He played collegiately at Maryland, not too far from where we are right now. 2nd and 23, a screen to McKissick. McKissick with some open field. McKissick is tackled by McCreary at the 28 after a 14-yard gain.
They call it.
Yeah.
1st down here. Fields has some time. Pocket breaks down, and down he goes.
Just has to kind of get comfortable with the system and his receivers.
3rd and 19. Look out. And down he goes back at the 30-yard line. 2nd down and goal. Fields. That's knocked in the air, and the Commanders come down with it. They do. So deflected up into the air, and a pickoff at the 5-yard line. And that's Jonathan Allen who comes down with the interception. It's great. Fabulous name. 2nd down and goal. Fields. That's knocked in the air, and the Commanders come down with it. They do. 2nd and 10. Fired, caught, nice grab over the middle, taken there by Cole Turner, rookie out of Nevada.
His tight end can climb the ladder and make a play. Great job by Turner at 6'6", 240. He knew.
Fields under center, 4th and goal. Herbert, can he get in? No signal yet. Washington thinks they have stopped him. And for the moment it appears they have. From the 17 to the outside. McLaurin. You know, I put the emphasis on under. You do understand. I know you do. 3rd down and 4. Fields into traffic and almost picked Mooney, the intended receiver, from the 40. On the ground. And a gain of 18 here by McKissick. Looking downfield. He will launch one. A lot of action in the end zone there. And it is broken up at the very end. For a moment it looked like it might be caught in the end zone, but to the turf it drops. And that takes us to the half. Gibson. Nice run there. Gibson. Turned out to be a Fields run for a 1st down. Fields chased, spins, cannot get away. Jones stands back inside his 20. Good boot. Fielded, dropped at the 10-yard line. And a scramble for it at the 5-yard line. And who's got it? Jones gave it up. Reeves says we have it, meaning Washington. So does Mayo. And the officials say you are correct.
Oh my gosh. Loses sight, balance to the left here. 34 gets in there and takes it away from Jones to recover it. Gee.
Jones having trouble. And a gigantic mistake right there. Meanwhile, 2 turnovers. 2nd and goal. Robinson, and he will get into the end zone for a touchdown. So 2 months ago, the kid is wondering, can he play again after he was shot twice in a carjacking attempt? And here he is in Soldier Field taking it into the end zone.
Watch the center, Tyler Larson, 69. He's going to do a good job of rooting in there and pushing, keep moving those feet. And then it's just hard physical running there by Robinson to get it across that goal line and eventually into the end zone.
Trying for 2 here to make it a 7-point. You would never break a promise.
We will see a lot of points next week. I can feel it.
All right, now Washington, and they start here with a first down and a lot more, taking it to the 35-yard line. Fields 11 of 22 for 164. Low snap, gathers it, and then it's knocked down, and Montgomery comes up with it. Fake toss to the end zone, and it is juggled. Did he catch it? No, he did not. Incomplete. Mooney, for the moment, looked like he might have it.
It is Aaron Jones. Good penetration by this front. Jamin Davis wrapped him up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just a few throws that thumb bothers Aaron Rodgers. We saw him walking off after that last drive, working on it. It may be bothering him a little bit more than he's leading on to.
There's Antonio Gibson with a solid return out near the 30-yard line. Another solid boot from way to the 20. Rodgers muffed it. Washington may have it, and they do. It's recovered by Percy Butler, the rookie. A second consecutive week that Washington takes advantage of a muffed punt.
Through the early part of the season, had a bump in the road last week with a block punt and a blocked field goal, and now we've got a muffed punt here, deep in their own territory.
On second down, they'll give it to Gibson. And a good edge run by Antonio Gibson. Nearly broke free, caught up to by Adrian Amos near midfield. Here's Robinson again. The blocking from Samuel. Another good run by Brian Robinson. Heineke to the end zone. He's got a man in Gibson. He's in for the touchdown. Tight roping that end zone.
Done very quickly, because you're going to get a little bit of a scissor right here where it's back in and out, and you don't have a whole lot of real estate to get that over Quay Walker and allow Antonio Gibson to make the catch and get his feet down.
Good footwork by Gibson. Possession, right, left, touchdown. It's from the 25, and it's a give to Jones. Somehow stays on his feet. Still backing, now falls down and ends up losing 6 yards. And now Green Bay takes over with 2:48 to play, 1 timeout, and the 2-minute warning. Jones gets hit immediately by Jamin Davis. Just a 4-man rush. Rodgers, low throw, incomplete. Was trying to put it in the perfect spot for Dobbs, and Benjamin St. Juste with another good defensive play for Washington to force the punt. Well, that's a boomer by Tresh Way. It's going to land at the 10, roll, and somehow it was saved in play. Down by Holmes, but that was tapped back by Jeremy Reeves on a sparkling defensive effort in special team. From the 35, this is some of the types of gives that they love to use with Samuel. Little misdirection, little trap plays, little end arounds. Heineke sets up, looking for Terry McLaurin against Alexander. It is caught! Touchdown! Commanders take the lead! This a 37-yard strike into the bucket, beating one of the top corners in the game. But it's one of the top receivers, too. McLaurin and Heineke put the Commanders on top. Washington rushes just 4. Rodgers throws, and it's scooped off the deck by Romeo Doubs. The rookie just snatched it. Packers with 8 back in coverage, and Samuel leaps for the catch and first down just inside the 50. Quick throw towards the sticks. That ball pops out loose. It's incomplete. A turnover on downs. On 3rd and 8. Heineke gets rid of it. Curtis Samuel makes a move for the first down and more. He got past Rasul Douglas, and then Eric Stokes shoved him, and then a late penalty marker is thrown. Inside throw for Aaron Jones, and there's Cole Holcomb, the top tackler for Washington, there for a loss. 3rd down coming up. If they get a first down, the game's essentially over. Green Bay's now out of timeouts. Play of the game right now. Heineke hit as he throws, launches, it is caught! Terry McLaurin holds on!
His first pass in a game that counts since December 29th of 2020 when he was at Texas in the Alamo Bowl. And now he's going to try to go back to the air, but he's under pressure. Hit as he releases it, and it's incomplete. Trying to stretch the play and find Taylor. Taylor, though, dropped it. He's got an empty set to start the drive. And a quick throw to the outside, but not much there. Kylen Granson, his high school teammate, with a catch, but that was quickly blown up in the backfield. Another empty backfield on 3rd down and 5 for Ehlinger. Under duress, throws deflected and nearly intercepted. Trying to get it to Michael Pittman Jr. And now 2nd consecutive start this season. Got the team at 3 and 4. Drops it underneath. Low throw, but picked off the turf by Gibson, and he had a lot of room to run. Nobody was tracking him.
Sometimes it's just not worth bringing the pressure. Just drop 7 into coverage.
Pressure here, and down goes Ehlinger. 3 got there quickly for that Washington defense. Empty backfield here for Taylor Heineke. Making his 2nd start of the season, and there's McLaurin down the sideline. Welcome back to Indianapolis, Terry McLaurin. Played his high school ball 10 miles from here at Cathedral.
Well, you're going to see him here in the slot. He just gets a little stop, but then he accelerates away, and McLaurin able to catch that one. And we talked about how good he is after the catch.
Heineke over the middle, and that ball is caught. First down as he finds Samuel, who's run it a couple of times. You mentioned Ehlinger and that weight. He kind of was joking, laughing with us when he said, yeah, it's about 240 at Texas. A little heavy, but now feels much better at 220 and a lot more elusive. Look at that. Deion Jackson just got swallowed up in the backfield by Jonathan Allen. Loss of 5. So 2nd and 14. Ehlinger again in trouble, and he's going down. He lost the ball. This had been an issue for Matt Ryan, fumbling the football, and now Ehlinger coughs it up at his first career start, and Washington recovers it. That was the longest pass play of the season for the Indianapolis Colts. Up the middle, first down, and more. Taylor lost it. Another lost fumble for the Colts, and Washington recovers it. Casey Toohill jumped on it at the 20-yard line. So now 3rd and goal. Ehlinger hands it off. Taylor is wrapped up in the backfield. Getting the penetration was Jamin Davis. This is the one who forced that interception off the edge, getting the disruption. It fell into Leonard's hands, and now the Colts start out this short field with Kylen Granson being taken down in the backfield. Report this week that some teams are interested in trading for Antonio Gibson, but Ron Rivera says we like our running back room where it is right now. Pitch and catch to McLaurin, and McLaurin gets it out to the 48-yard line.
Try and set him up to the inside, and that's what Samuel did there.
Samuel on pace for a career high in receptions. Over 40 already this year, and now a one-handed grab and down into the red zone. There is Armani Rodgers, and this is the ball game.
You don't need to go for it if you make it.
Heineke has to have it. Escape. Bates keeps the play alive and completes it. What a big play as Heineke finds Curtis Samuel, and Washington still has a pulse.
First charge timeout.
It's touchdown or bust for Washington, down 6 with 1:06 to go. Heineke from an empty set fires a strike complete across midfield as Sims stretches out. His first catch of the ball game, an important one. Clock ticking, down to 40 seconds. Heineke looking. Heineke. They keep the play alive again. He flips it downfield, and McLaurin, the hometown kid, hauls it in at the 1-yard line. What a grab. He ripped it away from Stephon Gilmore.
With one of the best corner and most experienced cornerbacks in football, gets the ball on the shoulder and just rips it away from him.
Robinson in the backfield. They call him a bulldozer. Will they give him the football? No, it'll be Heineke. Heineke, no signal. Yes, they say he's in. It'll be reviewed, but for the moment, touchdown Washington.
See him just take the snap and find that opening, getting it.
That's the difference between winning and losing these close games that they've been involved in.
Yeah, pretty much every quarterback manages the game. It's how well they do it. Cousins on the move, and he does that well to Justin Jefferson. Jefferson as a receiver. That's him moving now. On a 3rd and 6, Heineke floats one. Curtis Samuel can't shake the tackle. Yeah, that found lineman thing and the way they mix it up. 3rd and 11, the pressure is on, and Cousins is thrown down inside the 5-yard line. Daron Payne. Gibson and Samuel in the backfield, and it's Samuel on the straight-ahead run across midfield. On 1st down, pressure on Heineke, and Madison in the back. A deep drop by the safeties. Cousins fires, and incomplete for Thielen. And now the starting job once again has had a couple of fourth-quarter comebacks already this year, and throwing on 1st down. And open, there's McLaurin just short of the 40. The blitz is on. Batted down. McLaurin 1 catch. Logan Thomas, tight end, no catches. Heineke's been sacked twice, dumps it off to Terry McLaurin, who... Heineke has a moment. And open inside the 25-yard line. Joey Sly, the kick is up, and he's got it. From the 20, Cousins
making, which is why they've won so many of these one-score games.
Cousins heaves it for the end zone, knocked around, and it's caught by Danny Johnson for a Washington interception. Jefferson looked like he had a shot at it, and on the deflection, that's only the 3rd interception for the Washington defense this season. Following the Danny Johnson first career interception to end the half, kept it a 7-3 game, and having a chance, Antonio Gibson. And Gibson up across the 30, across the 40, run out of bounds. What a return. Yeah, Mark, you do get credit for not turning it over, and they haven't so far, as Heineke avoids pressure and heaves it deep. Samuel, the officials down there, and Samuel makes the catch. There were 3 Vikings and an official, but Samuel made the catch. One official is saying he's in for the touchdown.
I mean, Bynum's all over this.
It's a touchdown.
It's a touchdown, and you're running down the football field, and you see Bynum right there, runs into the official. He's just sizing it up. And somehow Samuel just finds a way in there. Did anybody touch? What?
It certainly didn't look like it on the replay. Steve Patrick, the back judge, ran interference. Chuckling, but Samuel stayed with it. What a heave from Heineke.
Behind the chains for a 3rd down and long.
They need 11. A mix in the middle. The throw knocked away. Osborne, the target. McCain closing. Gibson, and running like a wild horse. Tag that he thought brought them together the most with his new team. Heineke and open at the 46-yard line.
Through his hands like that.
3rd and 13. Cousins incomplete. That's Samuel. Moving around on the backfield with Heineke. Heineke to throw if he can. He's got room to run if he can turn the corner. He can't, but he floats one to the catch. Is made. Heineke keeps, tries to fake, spins. Heineke keeps, tries to fake, spins. Now and he gets a first down. We'll check that spot. It's a handoff to the tight end, Amani Rodgers. And look at him fly. Churning his way inside the 25 of the Vikings.
Talking about a face man. Defense.
Heineke has it. Throws. Catch made. Into the end zone, and that's a Washington touchdown. Dax Milne. Goal.
Got straight man-to-man across the board.
He's throwing and floating and knocked away from Justin Jefferson. Benjamin St-Juste.
Fake the handoff, good protection. Pass is wide open to McLaurin. And he's forced out of bounds near the 20 by Slay. 2nd and goal. Gibson, touchdown. And what an answer by the Washington Commanders after the takeaway and the touchdown by Hurts.
Or Kaiser White's able to make a play.
Road game, a game you need against an undefeated team. And you get a delay of game, which leads to the field goal.
They're on his left side for an easy pickup.
Fake it to Gainwell. Aired out downfield and intercepted. Derek Forrest, the safety, back to grab it. They're letting the play continue. A flag flies during the return, but it's a pick for the Washington Commanders.
And how can we strategically then play the run?
3rd down and 6. Backpedaling wide open is Samuel. Heineke found him, and Samuel with a big gain, and yet another 3rd down conversion. 3rd down and 5. Heineke's got McLaurin. 1st down at the 25. Good mix, and here they are. Washington down 4 with a 1st down. 2 minutes left, and they hand to Robinson. It's showing his power. 1st and goal. Here he is again. He just won't go down. Touchdown. What an effort by Brian Robinson Jr. And that is just sheer strength.
Sam Cosme, you're going to see he gets held up here. And Cosme, number 76, he comes in from behind and he starts moving the pile. And then with the reach, take one shot at either into the end zone or potentially 3 points.
Pass is over the middle. It was caught. 58-yard try would be a career long. High snap. Kick is good. And what a first half by the Washington Commanders. Pass is broken up. Well timed by Kendall Fuller, who knocked it away from A.J. Brown, and it is a 3-and-out. Airs it out. McLaurin downfield. Hit him in stride, and the catch is made. What a throw and catch.
Has done some good things calling plays for this offense and being balanced.
Pass to the tight end. And up to the ball's taken away. Right now they're calling this a catch, a fumble, and a return by Davis. Took it away from Goddard. And everything's at a standstill. We'll see if this counts or not. And Goddard is down and injured. Jalen Hurts without a fourth quarter comeback in his young career at home. He's done it twice in the NFL. This one a shot. Watkins a diving catch. Ball comes out. Commanders pick it up at the 15-yard line. And another takeaway by this Washington defense. Forrest comes away with it. Hurts in trouble and brought down by Montez Sweat. Their perfect season should be the last play. Hurts underneath and now the laterals. And instead it's going to be picked up for a touchdown on that lateral by Casey Toohill. And the Commanders have won this game. And Taylor Heineke can celebrate a big road win here in Week 10. That last play is DeVonta Smith trying for the lateral, and instead it was Toohill there to pick it up for the score. What a night for the Commanders.
Slides up to the top portion of your screen. And in that direction, it's intercepted. He was throwing for Cooks, but Kendall Fuller has a takeaway, and that's a Commanders touchdown.
And the thing you see right here from from Kendall Fuller, he's got those zone eyes. He's got his eyes on Davis Mills the whole time, and he's reading this release, and he's also reading Davis Mills the whole time. Sees that the whole way. He stares it down, and he's able to pick this thing off. That, again, just a poor decision, but it comes down.
Mills at his 21st NFL start. All for the Texans. Here's a flag, and there's a handoff that goes nowhere.
He has really improved tremendously this season.
And going nowhere is Pierce. Shoved back. That penalty was declined. Casey Toohill. Offense 3 and out on their first 2 possessions. Heineke trying to open it up with a throw. And open. Sliding is McLaurin at the 37.
You have to throw with anticipation.
Dare Ogunbowale has checked in at running back, and in trouble, he goes down. Davis Mills is sacked. That'll be a lot of fun. That's a great matchup in the NFC East, and Washington, although the bottom team in the division, in the wild card hunt, as Robinson with the best run of the day.
Are out of bounds, live to fight another down.
Quick snap, handoff. Curtis Samuel is in for a Washington Commander touchdown. Creative run play that seemed to have the Texan defense fooled.
And Charles Leno, again, that's going to get to the outside and just get in the way on this one. You don't have to do a whole lot. You don't have to run somebody over. Just your presence sometime.
Trying to help Lovie Smith. Some things on this offense. Is trying to get the ball downfield, but there's another sack of Davis Mills. Deron Payne, now 6.5 sacks this season for him.
In pass protection, because if you miss, he's going to be on your quarterback.
Second sack for the Washington defense. He's got to get rid of it. Mills is going to go down again. He had time, but Montez Sweat said enough.
Those quarterbacks are too good.
They have time, right? They have time to go. Antonio Gibson, first down inside the 25-yard line of Houston. Heineke wants to throw it. Hit as he does, but right on target to McLaurin. Big gain and a first down, Commanders. Right at the 46-yard line. Catch and run across the middle to pick up 9. Heineke throwing again. And open. Logan Thomas reaching up and hauling it in. Stays in bounds.
He's going to take advantage of this opportunity.
Second time around, middle of the field. The catch is made by Cam Sims. Mills in trouble. Oh, and he took the sack. We're going to have a bunch more. 3rd and 10. a sack. Mills had no chance. Allen and Sweat are celebrating. And nails that with ease.
Bryce Young at Alabama, Will Levis at Kentucky, Hendon Hooker, Tennessee.
For Cooks, off his hands and caught but out of bounds. Let's see if they ruled that a catch. Derek Forrest, did he stay inbounds? The official says he did. Here comes another official to discuss.
His shoulders touched down, and we're going to see if he has possession of the ball, but certainly looks like his shoulders touched down inbounds here before he gets out of bounds.
He clearly caught it on the deflection.
Anything but a hand, foot. That's.
Moore tackled right away. They had to settle for a field goal. Pierce ran high and shoved backwards.
Can stop the run. But I think what we've seen in the NFL, bigger picture trend.
Antonio Gibson running through the Texans.
This trust that they have built. Heineke, joined this team and had that playoff run a couple of years ago.
Start with the play action fake, and he's going to go downfield and right on cue. It is Terry McLaurin into Atlanta territory.
Over the top, just beautiful pocket. You could step up into it and an accurate throw.
Pass play on 3rd and short. Heineke looking for Dyami Brown and a lunging catch inside the 25 for a first down.
That's just creating traffic in man-to-man coverage. Make sure you've got that. Look at that. I mean, how do you even decipher that? That's pretty good coverage. They're going to get some man coverage. They keep getting that one with zone, but they're going to keep using McLaurin across the football field.
Catch made by Robinson out of the backfield. He powers ahead. What a play by the rookie. And Washington jumps out in front. Brian Robinson.
No, Robinson just going to leak out of the backfield right here. And they're using, like I said, these crossing routes. You see those mesh points? Here's Robinson one-on-one with Hall the corner. Get out of here, right? You didn't eat your Wheaties this morning. I did. Lowers his, oh, look at that shoulder, the arm. That's just running behind your pad.
They give it to Algier this time. And he gets hit hard by Deron Payne. It'll be a loss of a yard on the play. To set up a 3rd and inches. Toss for Robinson. First down, plenty more. John Bates blocking. And Robinson running into Atlanta territory.
It's all set up right off the bat by having wide receivers that are willing to get nasty, get involved.
Latresse will punt to Avery Williams. That'll go over his head. That is perfect. 45 yards, perfectly placed right there by Tress. So many injuries early in the season and had so much shuffling, is finally finding the consistency the last month and a half. Now a fake. Heineke, end zone, got him in! It's caught for the touchdown by John Bates, and Washington regains the lead.
Well, he's right here, and Jahan Dotson's going to run the outside route, and you're going to get that release, free release, and then Dotson's going to take that coverage, and you're just going to cut right underneath that coverage. Hall trying to shadow Dotson.
I'm going to say, both of these coaches have that philosophy today. Minute 17 left. Here comes Robinson on another good Washington run.
And then he gets, because he gets in so deep, he gets so deep in the line of scrimmage and then is able to bounce it out.
From 45 for Slide. Nice solid strike. There is a flag thrown, though, on the kick. Here's Patterson. That was blown up by Deron Payne. 2nd and long. Mariota, nothing downfield. Trying to escape, he can't. This time it's Montez Sweat.
Yeah, and when you get so high, you got to work yourself back in there. So once you get to the depth of the quarterback, what do? Stop, work yourself back inside, and guess what you find? You find a little treat right there.
Mariota keeps it, gets away from the pressure, and then gets run down. Smith-Williams missed him. Sweat wrapped him up for a loss.
By Smith-Williams, really nice job, and then Sweat cleaning it up.
Mariota, the pass, it's deflected in the air. It is picked off potentially by Washington. It is. It's Kendall Fuller. And it's Washington football, and it's Daron Payne pumping it into the air. And after Fuller started the game last week with a pick, he's trying to end it here. Atlanta still has all 3 timeouts. Patterson tried to knock it down, but Fuller comes up with the biggest defensive play of the day.
And it all starts physicality up front. Daron
always had that burst. Now that he's healthy, hits the hole and he goes.
And he hits the 1,000-yard mark. For the 3rd time in his career, Jones, ball comes loose. Commanders say they have it.
And they do.
Washington will take over in Giants territory. 3 tight end set. Robinson in the backfield. 2nd down and 10. The pitch. It's Robinson inside the 15. Jones looking to throw for the first time, wrapped up. Down he goes. Daron Payne now with 7.5 sacks this season. He won both of his starts against the Giants last season. Heinicke sets, throws, it is caught.
In coverage that they're going to see. This time they were playing zone, but he still sat in the pocket, takes a hit, delivers a strike to Jahan Dotson. Make sure that he's going to confuse that offensive front. He gets everybody up there, hoping that one guy gets open.
Here they come. Heinicke able to get rid of it. McLaurin makes the catch, breaks free into the end zone for a Washington touchdown.
And there's McLaurin. He's going to run basically a drag route, and what he's going to do is make sure that Fabian Moreau has to go through all that traffic. So it's not all bad that the first down was completed.
Giants must get to the 24. Jones' pass is caught. But Bobby McCain from the 26. Play action.
There it is.
Heinicke over the middle, and it is caught by Heinicke again under pressure. He was hit as he got
more of those. Let him wear down this Giants defense.
2nd down and 5.
Here we
it's
go.
Robinson again. Picks up a first down. Giants must get to the 40 for a first down. Jones taken down. Back at midfield. That's the 2nd Washington sack. Danny Johnson. Instead of punting and trying to stop the Giants, Gibson goes in motion. Heinicke on 4th down. Again under pressure from Ojulari. Fires downfield, and it's Curtis Samuel who makes the catch out at the 48-yard line and quiets this crowd. A 21-yard connection.
They've had a lot of one-score games, have been very, very successful, both teams, in winning those one-score games.
2nd and 10 for the Commanders. They have all 3 timeouts. Heinicke's pass is caught. It is Curtis Samuel again, his 2nd big play of this possession. That was the longest play of the day for the Washington offense. And now Heinicke over the middle. It's Dotson. Dotson spins. Whoa! To the end zone. Touchdown.
Here's the Jahan Dotson, and what's going to happen is, again, look who's guarding him. It's the backup, Zion Gilbert. A little stop and go,
This is a first-round pick, so you're talking about ability on ability, and Taylor Heineke recognized it in a heartbeat. I honestly believe Taylor Heineke said, wherever 38 is, I'm throwing to that wide receiver. Just so happened to be one of his best wide receivers, Jahan Dotson, and gets a touchdown. Look at this move, though. Oh, missed me altogether for the touchdown. That is beautiful.
3rd down and 10 for the Giants. Jones pass. It is incomplete. Nearly picked off by Johnson. Giants must get to the 48-yard line. Jones under pressure, and he goes down. Back at the 35-yard line, Daron Payne with his 2nd sack of the afternoon. 2nd down and 8. Curtis Samuel across midfield and finally brought down at the Giants' 44-yard line, a gain of 21.
To go after Evan Neal, the right tackle. 3rd and 7. Jones throws. Incomplete. Liking coverage by Johnson again, so 2 pass breakups on balls intended for Slayton, and the Giants are 3 and out to open up. So 1st and 5, Brian Robinson following those burgundy jerseys. Big run into the secondary, still going. Robinson, 15 hard yards and a 1st down. From 41 yards for the first points of the night. And Sly's having a good season, 21 out of 24 now.
I'm honest with myself and the team. He thinks as a football player, there's an expectation you're supposed to suppress your emotions and compartmentalize. He said, I'm human. I like to keep it fresh.
Well, he certainly showed all of that. And Heineke gave it up on the last play. Handed to Robinson on the run here. And he's been the best looking part of the Washington offense so far. To the 45-yard line.
Good NFC East football.
Tress Way drops it nose down. Try to keep it inside the 10. The bounce is really good. The Giant was in the way. Washington trying to gain control without stepping on the end line, and it looks for the moment as if they did. From the 30, Barkley to the left. Not going to get away from it this time. Stretched out by one of those 2 stud interior tackles. That's Jonathan Allen. He is the guy in this Washington team. They get it to Dyami Brown. Around the edge, Brown to the 45-yard line. 3 crisp, good plays to begin the second half for Washington. 1st and 15. After the penalty, high from McLaurin, brings it in. Got a nice block. There goes McLaurin into the secondary gain of 20. Heineke looking for the end zone. Touchdown! Dotson!
This inside technique. He knows it's man. Push down. Little wiggle to the outside. And then break it right across his face. Just perfectly done. Nobody's been able to cover him.
Darnay Holmes was also in there, and he was a bit shaken up as he went off the field. The Giants forced Tress Way to kick it away. Richie James says, get away. And that's a mistake. Come down to me over here at the 1-yard line, says Percy Butler. It's 3rd and 1. Heineke using the speed with nobody there to get the 1st down. Forward to the 34-yard line. Big run of 14 yards for Heineke. This from 51. The breeze up earlier has died down. Hit it well. Knocked it through with 7 to spare. Washington's already had a 91-yard touchdown drive tonight. They start from their own 9 again. Heineke looking deep, going downfield, and caught, pulled in by Dotson, and pulled down at the 30-yard line. What a throw and what a play in the open field by Dotson.
Watch this catch up over the top, and he did that throughout the course of his career.
61 yards from Heineke. Down to the ground with Brian Robinson Jr. Around the edge, Robinson into the red zone. To the 12-yard line. Gain of 18. Washington down to a final timeout in the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 6. They will try to throw. Jones throws. What a catch, it's brought in and fumbled but recovered at the very last second by Darius Slayton. Stays inbounds.
Terry McLaurin time coming up here. They started this half with him. They need to get back to him.
Antonio Gibson will try to get good field position. On the return, Gibson up the right side. Got a couple of blocks. There goes Gibson. Good return. Best of the night. Taken out of bounds by Nick McLeod of the Giants. It's going to be across the 40 at the 43-yard line. What a time for the best field position of the night for Washington. Heineke down the sideline, breaking open. Samuel out of bounds at the 30.
You got the inside receiver going off to the post, and nobody can get to the outside there. Great call.
First career 3 quarterback starts for this team. Not Montana, not Young, not Brody. 3rd and 4. Here they come, and down he goes. Drilled on the play by Deron Payne.
Presence that comes in the middle, that causes confusion. And as you said, Kevin, big sack up the middle. They've got a star at every level of their defense, and it just, that's why they're ranked so high in so many different categories.
2nd down 8, the fake to Gibson. Got by Hufanga, being chased on the play. Caught on the play at the 5. Grabbed by Dotson. Great throw by Taylor Heineke on the move. Put him near the 5. Terrific catch by the rookie out of Penn State.
Well, first it starts with Heineke avoiding the sack and getting to the outside, but then that throw over the top of Greenwell, that's a dangerous throw to drop it over the top of the linebacker while you're on a full sprint to the outside because you know a guy's chasing you. Avoids the sack.
Purdy through the air, 4 of 8. McGlinchey the block, and bobbled and intercepted on the ricochet. That's a turnover picked off by Forrest. First interception in his last 83 throws going back to week 13 here against Miami.
Well, it's the same play that happened earlier where McCaffrey goes out on an option route. They must have told him or saw on the film that, hey, your backside slot's open if you see that linebacker flow. So that's what he did. Linebacker flows to McCaffrey, backside slant, you hit it in the slot. Jennings just tips it up in the...
Gibson was in motion, 3rd and 6. And across the middle, bobbled, and it is reeled in.
He ends up catching it.
Oh, my gosh,
Johnson
got the ball! He got the ball! Look what I found at the 17. Chains first down.
Well, it's behind him, and then Greenlaw tips it up in the air and tips it right back to Dotson, who's able to secure it, and when he falls, he's got the first down.
He has really begun to emerge here. Jonathan Williams, the back on a 2nd down and goal. Heineke got the block from Lucas. Caught, touchdown! Grabbed by Dotson in the back of the end zone. 4-yard touchdown throw. And the Commanders within an extra point of tying the game. They work on Lenore in the back of the end zone. The touchback in a 1st and 10, the touchdown pass again.
We're going to have the corner route, a hook route there, and then the flat route. And then watch what it does to the 3 defenders. It puts them in a tight bind. What they're going to do is like, okay, I'm jumping here, and then they forget Dotson in the back because of that play design and the layers in the passing game.
Robinson in the backfield. 1st and 10. Heineke blocked by Bates, going deep. He's got him. McLaurin, what a catch at the 5! Got the ball down at the 6. 1st and goal at the 6.
You know, my initial thought was I thought there was going to be DPI. I thought defensive pass interference. You see him reach out and grab him, and then he's twisting his body. No penalty is thrown, but McLaurin is able to bring it in. Excellent body control and vision when you got 2 defenders.
2nd down goal. There's a block by Cosme. Great time for the quarterback. Now they sift through to the end zone. And caught for the touchdown. McLaurin got it right in front of Hufanga. 3-yard touchdown pass. And that's how Washington responds.
This is a 2-man route. You're going to see outside here, and then he's going to work his way. This is what Heineke misses. Here's McLaurin to the backside. It's trying to be a little slant and go. Now watch the the 49ers defense, it's a double team on both sides. Because Heineke's looking the wrong way, he misses his open. Now, as this play extends, freeze it right here. Robinson gets out. When Robinson leaks out to the flat, two guys grab him, so that leaves this hole open, and Heineke's able to throw McLaurin into that open hole, open window. Excellent kick.
Has ever won their first career 3 quarterback starts. Not Montana, not Young, not Brody, with the Niners. 2nd down 6, McCaffrey. Blocked by Williams, didn't matter because coming through is Jamin Davis. 3rd and 10, Wentz. And caught, touchdown Samuel. What a grab, beat Jimmy Ward for 6. A 20-yard touchdown reception. And he gets the touchdown pass.
Outside receiver running a post, inside slot receiver running a flag route. Take it to the corner, good throw by Wentz. The next 2 weeks will determine, hey, do you just stick with him? If you win the next 2 games, if he's playing well, then yeah, you definitely do. And
there he goes down.
And that's another smart decision.
So they've had good seasons as well and been productive. Defensive back blitz coming. Watson gets pounded near the pocket and then ripped down by Daron Payne.
Well, why do you get all these guys up in here? Because you're going to get a one-on-one. So inside there, one-on-one, as the slide goes away because of the potential of blitz.
Watson for Kareem Hunt on the screen, and the Commanders rally to the ball. Their defense, at its best, looks like it did on this particular drive.
Watch Bobby McCain come up here and set an edge. Even in the screen, we talk about it in the run game, but in the screen, set that edge, drive it back into the speed, I should say, to take it to the house.
On 3rd and 5, Watson looking for Njoku, and it's broken up, incomplete. Danny Johnson, the free agent, stepping up.
Yeah, why can you cut this underneath? Because you got a safety over the top. You'll see him come into the screen right there.
35-yard run for Chubb. Now Watson, somehow still on his feet, being chased by David Mayo, and Watson never went down. He did lose yardage on the play. But Watson stayed alive, ends up losing a yard.
Yeah, I mean, they just came right off the ball. Bada down here at the bottom of your screen. He gets in. He thought the ball was gone. Look at him turn around and look. He thought Watson threw it. He still had it in his hands like a magician. And look at it. I mean, look at the fight.
When you call shot plays, you have to be willing to go to the check down because of the pass rush in the back end. Didn't do it that time. Forced it. There's Watson trying to escape the pocket with nothing downfield yet again. Excellent coverage by Washington, and then it's finished off by Montez Sweat.
I mean, right here, he's going to get the initial pressure, and then Sweat with the effort just getting through there. Watch him. Keep working, keep working, keep working. Rip, swim, move, go, sack. I mean, that's exactly how you get those.
3rd and 17 now for Wentz. Out route, Dotson past the sticks. What a grab. He beats the rookie Martin Emerson Jr. for a huge first down.
His route running. Watch the top of this route. He's going to sell that inside dig. Bam, hit it. Get back to the outside just in time. And that's one of the kind of throws, if you've struggled as a quarterback, they can get you back into rhythm. They can get you some confidence going forward.
This will be the 21st play of this drive. Trying to get the last half yard. It's Wentz lunging. 96 yards later, Washington is finally into the end zone. The grindiest of grindy drives.
And that's how you get the fans back on your side right there. You know, you read it. You've got those double A gap pinchers. They're going to try to submarine underneath the offensive line.
2nd down 10. Here's Robinson. Able to slip away again. And Clowney runs him down at the 48-yard line. He picks up 14 yards.
You're pulling across, you pull across here, but watch him work in here and then jump back out to the outside. So you feel that. Now it's just about being in traffic and being a great runner with great vision in all that traffic. Follow that offensive line, but then you've got to find your path.
There is Hunt moving backwards to start that run, and then he just gets swallowed up by the Washington defense. Ron Rivera has used the word spark often when it comes to talking about these quarterbacks. Who can give us the spark? Wentz looking for one downfield, and there's Terry McLaurin. his first long catch of the day, just his second grab of the day.
You're going to run that deep over route to McLaurin, and what you're doing is clearing out the top side with, that's number 10, Samuel, out there, and then you're just finding that hole underneath, and a really nice strike by Wentz. And let's face it, after that first quarter where he threw a couple of picks and he really looked poor.
He knifes that through. Mark called it a must-have drive for points. They get 3 out of it. Here comes the pressure. Wentz delivers. What a catch! Cam Sims picks a good time for his first grab of the day.
And it's all about going up high. Look at those hands up top, strong hands. Bring it into the box.
Jerome Ford bobbled it, corralled it. Young hit him, and then Jamin Davis came in and wrapped him up.
Opportunities for guys to play today who for Washington get a good chance to evaluate.
Oh, Anger drops it, picks it up, in trouble, and he is dropped. Back to throw it for the first time. Going over the middle has McLaurin racing in for the end zone and a score. This NFL stuff is easy.
Goes for a touchdown. You can see Terry McLaurin. He's going to come in. He's just going to chatter, and he's just going to run a drag right across that middle backer, Damone Clark. He gets him to stop his feet, and then his speed there on the shallow.
4-man rush. Prescott in trouble. In real trouble, and he is sacked. Montez Sweat.
Forces the sack. 2 big third downs this Washington team's been able to get off the field, and Terry McLaurin to clear, and you think that's got to be a first down.
Here's Turpin, and he fumbles the ball, and it's loose, and Washington looks like they have it with Holmes.
The special teams coordinator for Dallas, 2 huge mistakes by the special teams units early in this game, and you see Holmes, he clearly recovers that muff, and again, Washington takes over deep inside Dallas territory.
Wow, you're right.
He's able to return, and he's all right.
Patterson cuts up the middle. Good cut. Patterson showing the speed.
He takes that all the way untouched.
4-man rush. Prescott. That one might be a pick 6. It will be. Touchdown, Washington. You believe that?
You're going to see they just run a little speed out here to the wide side of the field, and he squats and just jumps it. He sees that coming from depth the entire time, and back-to-back turnover-worthy plays. You see Noah Brown, they just call that a speed out. Just going to round that 5-6 yards out.
So it's 13-0, and it's 3rd and 5, Dallas. Prescott over the middle, incomplete. It was high for Gallup, and another defensive stand by the Commanders.
Ability that we've been talking about.
Al taps, throws, caught. Dotson, his first of the game. And then the speed. Jahan Dotson into Dallas territory, and he's inside the 40.
It's very hard for defenses to account for guys when they can line up in different places.
Out here on 3rd down, though. Prescott over the middle, knocked away. Danny Johnson with excellent coverage, knocked it away from Gallup as Lamb was on the sidelines.
Behind 3 really good players. That was a great play right there.
Here's Elliott trying to get that run game going, and there's nothing doing. This Washington defensive line has played a heck of a game. First down, looking to throw. Al far side, has a completion to Dotson, and then spins and turns on the speed for a first down. Jahan Dotson, good catch and move.
Been interesting to see him try to manage the moment here and some of the frustrations, as well as obviously that great start. See how he keeps it up.
2nd down, fires Dotson in stride, beauty of a throw. Bring Curtis Samuel in the backfield now. Going to run a little option. Howe, foot in the ground, nice cut. Howe is in, touchdown Washington.
Got a little look at this formation, KB. This is unbalanced. This is the tight end Logan Thomas. So it pushes everybody over to the unbalanced side. So now there's 2 for 2. Logan Thomas does a nice job blocking. He's able to cut it back. And he just does the rest. Nice play design. The formation had Dallas kind of misaligned initially. They were trying to get adjusted to the unbalanced. And right as they were, that ball was snapped, and Sam Howell does it himself.
4-man rush. Prescott stands in, incomplete. A big collision, tried to get it to Noah Brown, but Derek Forrest barreled in with Kendall Fuller.
Barring some sudden turnaround here today, that appears the way Dallas came out.
Here's Howell to throw it, loading up, going deep, and he's got a man. It is caught by McLaurin.
And a quarterback that has a big-time arm who can spin it and push it down the field. I mean, this ball is in stride. He runs right by Mullen, 37. That's 2 great deep